Hello and welcome back again. Let's recap what we're doing here. So we're working on this project called Image Sorter. And Image Sorter is a program to do deduplication of photos. So say you've got a whole bunch of photos on your computer. You've got photos backed up on different hard drives all over the place, and you want to run through them all and only keep one copy of all of them. um, this is a problem that I have, and this is the reason why I want to build this application. So here, going back to our requirements, what we want to do is we want to scan a given directory. So we say, hey, look at this directory, and we want to create an index of that. So we're going to hash every file in that directory. So that's where we look at the bytes in the file and we hash that file so that we know this is the unique file. And we're going to store that in a DB. Now, the reason why we store that in the DB with the hash is so that when we see another file with the same name, with a potentially different name, if it has the same hash, we know it's the same file. So recently, we've gone through and connected up to a SQLite DB, and we've iterated through the directory, and where we left off was adding the names of those files to the DB. So let's just take a quick look at that. So image sorter exe. Yeah, so what we're doing is we're going through this directory here, and for everything, we're adding that to the DB. So our DB table currently is just one ID and one text field for the name. Now we want our structure to be a little bit different, actually. We want to have more of a relational database. So this might not be the best way to write this, but what we're going to do is we're going to have two tables here. We're going to have the first one. Let me make this a bit bigger. The first one is the files. It needs to be a lot bigger. 50. Oh. Okay. Hopefully that's big enough to see. So we're going to have one table called files, and then we're going to have one table called locations. And here we're going to have the hash of the file, and that's going to be a text field or a string. So in SQLite, it's called text. And then locations, we're going to have the same. So we're going to have hash, but we're also going to have file path. That will also be a text. So here we have the hash text is the same on both. So this is a primary key. I mean, it's essentially it's a primary key for both of these tables, but it's also a foreign field as well, a foreign key, because the hash on here is related to the hash here on this files. So then later what we're going to be able to do is we'll be able to go through the database and we'll be able to see where are all the files that have multiple file paths, and then that way we'll know that it's a duplicate. So currently we were playing around getting SQLite connected, and we have that connected now. Whoops. But let's clean up what we're doing, because we were kind of just going through some basic examples. So let's keep this how we have it now. So we're going to remove the database each time. We'll start with a new database. We'll connect to it, obviously, and we're going to create the database tables. So in the future, we'll handle when a table already exists. Maybe we'll look at that in a sec, but let's just create this SQL statement. So I want to change this to be a more accurate name. So create DB tables SQL. Okay, and so create table. Let's use the uppercase. So create table files, and we're going to get rid of this ID integer because instead we're going to use the hash. So hash, it's going to be a text. It's going to be a text field. We're going to still make sure that it's not null. It needs to be there. And let's give it primary key. So we don't really need this other one. Going back to our diagram here, we just have the one field. We don't need anything else here. So let's just leave it like that for now. Maybe we'll add more stuff to it in the future, but for now that's all we need. Yeah. Then let's create the other table. So we'll create this locations table here. So create table locations hash text the same. Okay. Uh not null. We kind of want that too. Not right? We don't want that to be not null. Um and let's make that our primary. Well, actually no. This can't be a primary key because it's not going to be unique. Not necessarily going to be unique. So we can't make that the primary key. Let's leave that for now. So the hash text not null. Um, then we're gonna have file path. So file will fail. File path. That's text as well. We don't want that to be null. Okay. Now we're going to need to set up the relationship between the two. So we can um, mm, um, mm, 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 mm. we can um, let's look at some documentation for the syntax here. So SQLite um, SQLite create table. Okay. Oh, this is cool. So yeah, this is the to-do statement that I had. So if not exists, um, so yeah, create table if not exists. So that way we don't have to delete the database every time and we can keep it there. How we're going to use it, I'm not entirely sure yet, but yeah, we'll see. So primary key, foreign key. Okay, so every create table statement must specify a name for the new table. Um, mm, 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 mm. Okay, so what about foreign? Yeah, foreign key. How do we set up a foreign key? Okay, so create table right? So we've got these two tables. Ah, okay, nice. So we can set the foreign key afterwards. So we define all the fields, and then afterwards we define what the foreign key is. So we've got, okay, I'm hoping we can just chuck this on a new line because this will make it a lot nicer and easier to see. Let me just do the same here just so that we can, I mean, yeah, obviously that's just one field, but um, this is going to be easier. So foreign foreign key, whoa, can't spell. Foreign key, um, and then we just give it, uh, okay, um, right. Okay, so following that, it looks like we also need to give it references for the other table. So it looks like we have to define the foreign key and the table that it connects to. So references, was there a comma there? No, there was not. So references, um, in our case, files. Okay, cool. Now, as far as the the primary key, for um for this table here. So I mean, okay, so in this one here, hash is the primary key. It's also the only field. So that one's a bit simpler. I think here we need to define the primary key as being both hash and file path. Um, um, so then that way it's a composite primary key, right? So the thing that must be unique is both of these things together. So this can be that you can have multiple rows with the same hash. You can maybe even have multiple rows with the same file path. Not that we would want to, that would be a problem, um, but together they must be unique. Okay, so we've got our structure here. Um, so I'm hoping that gets us this, right? The files hash text, locations hash text, and file path text. So this is where we need to start iterating through and um, adding our files that we find to this DB. So before we go too far, let's just go with the example that we have. So actually, we're going to have to update this this insert statement as well. So let's so insert into files. And then in this case, it's just hash. But I wonder, how do we have multiple tables? Um, or do we just have a separate one as well? Um, so if we have files insert statement, um, and files insert statement, and then do we just have another one for locations, like locations insert statement? And this is where we write insert into locations hash, what do we call it? File path. values. So there's got to be a better way to do this. But let's do it this way first of all, and then we'll see if we can refactor it later. Okay. Right. So, okay. So let's go through this example here. So temporary example to add files to DB. Okay. So what we want to do, I mean, we still want to run a hash. We still want to run a hash statement, a hash function here. I wonder, like, is it getting to the point? It's really getting to the point where we kind of need to modify this function here and do it in here. Um, so yeah, I think it's getting to that point. So in that case, we're going to have to pass in these transactions, I think. These two statements we've just created, we're going to have to pass those in here to it so that we can use those. Which again is kind of going to get a bit messy. So I mean, maybe the other thing is, do we create these in this function up here as well? I think that might be the way to go. Let's see if we can do that. Okay, we'll see if we can do that. But first of all, let's get this going with the very, very simplest version of it. So, okay, so for the hash, let's fake it for now. The hash will just give it, 123 or something like that. So temporary example to add. So yeah, so we're gonna hash. We're gonna give them all a fake hash. And maybe we just use this ID for the hash. So in this case, we will add to files table, and then we'll also add to locations table. So this one here, files insert statement. I think that's what we were calling it, right? Yeah, files insert statement. And we just give it the hash. So let's create our fake hash here. Fake hash equals ID +1. Fake hash. Sorry, we haven't used this before, so we need to see that. Oh, this actually needs to be a string. So okay. So hopefully, I mean, can we just convert the integer to the string? We'll see if that works. Okay, so we're going to add the files here first, and then we'll add the location as well. Locations, insert statement, exec fake hash, and what did we have? What are we calling it? Entry name. If error is not nil, log fatal error. Okay, cool. So we're going through all the entries in the directory. We're creating a fake hash, and then in the files table here, we're storing that hash. Then in the locations table, we're also storing that hash and the file path. Okay. So yeah, then we commit that. Now we need to read. So this is where we're going to have some kind of a join, I guess. Let's just try keep it simple. Select star from files, join so SQLite join. Okay, so we're just going to select everything from files, and then we'll do a join. Maybe we can do it the same way. So we'll create the join. We'll select everything from all of these tables, but we'll join on hash for both of those. So select star from files, join, what was the syntax again? Join locations on, on files dot hash. What type of join do we need? Let's just do join and see and see what we get back. Okay, so hopefully that works. I guess yeah, we'll have to see what comes back. But let's give that a go. Will it compile? Okay, so let's take these one by one. So declared and not used, line 65. 65. Okay, yeah, our statement here. Sorry, yeah, so I changed the name and then didn't update it here. So create DB tables SQL. That actually looks horrible. I tried to make a better name and it actually looks worse. Should have just stuck with the SQL statement, but anyway, create create DB tables SQL. Okay, what else did we have? Undefined SQL statement. Oh, it looks like there was oh yeah, did I fix up both of those? I think so. So 109 cannot use. Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure. So for the hash that we're faking, it looks like we can't just chuck in an integer. So where is our fake hash? So let's just give it fake hash yeah, fake hash. What can we do in Golang? I mean, can we do it this way? let's see. No, it did not like that. Okay, so Golang int to string. Here we go. AI for the win. Um, okay. Do we bring in another package or is there a better way to do it? Nice, we can do it with the format package. We already have that. So, um, yeah, okay, so um, string printf, and then we just format it. So, yeah, we can do that. Fake hash, we can use the format, format sprintf, and let's just give it ID +1. Okay, so I think there was one more error. We were getting 109 unexpected percent expected expression. Was that the one we just added? 109. Yes, it was. Okay. I think do these need to be wrapped in double quotes? Yes. Okay. This is a different error though. So 118, 118. Okay. So yeah, we've used that before. So excellent. Okay. There we go. So just so we can look at what we're going to expect. So let's use this directory here so it's a bit more interesting. But this is what we should be adding to our DB, our SQLite database. So we should see a hash that we're just faking that should be a fake hash for all of these things here, which is just going to be the ID, the auto incrementing ID, or we are the ones that are incrementing it. So the incrementing ID, and then we'll have a different one where we have the location, which is just going to be this name here. So let's give it a go. Image sorter. This is this directory here. Let's run it. And okay, we've got a syntax error um, in our create DB statement. So an error near the backslash. Where is that? Create table if not exists. Files hash. Okay. I'm not sure where that is. It's not really very helpful. Create table. Okay. I mean, let's see. SQLite create table if not exists. Let's find an example here, so we can follow it a little bit closer. So create table if not exists, table name, and then we chuck it in there. So create table if not exists, table name, and then we open those parentheses. The column name, data type, column name, data type. Oh, okay. So maybe the data type can't be capitals. That's a possibility there. Not null and primary key. So that all seems fine, right? Okay. Um, then create table if not exists. Yeah. Locations hash. Okay. Let's do the same here. Text not null. File path text not null. primary key hash and file path. Okay, do we need a comma here? Maybe that was it. Primary key hash file path. Yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe that was the syntax error, the missing comma here. Let's try that again. So we're going to have to build this each time, which is a little bit annoying, but it's because everything's going into the binary. So, I mean, at least that was super fast. Okay, so we still have a syntax error. Okay. It's really, really not helpful. It's really, really hard to see where we would have an error here. Um, okay. I mean, let's remove these not nulls for now because and in fact, let's remove the if not exists for now. Let's just simplify this, and then we can add everything back step by step. Um, so uh, okay, make this, yeah, so primary key, that's okay. Create table locations. Yes, yes. Was that there before? I don't remember. Primary key, um, hash, file path, foreign key, hash, references, files. Is there anything more that we need to do for the references? Um, hmm. I mean, maybe we can't do both in this SQL statement here. I mean, surely we can have multiple statements here. But okay, let's see. Does does that one, so create okay, create files SQL and then create locations SQL. Okay, so we got those, and start off with create files SQL. And then let's do the same. Okay, so we've got a separate, we've split those out. Let's build it again. Okay, and sorry, let me clear this up. Okay, so okay, interesting. So the first one's fine. It's this second one here. Now, okay, this might seem like a lot of messing around and a lot of like tedious sort of, you know, changing things around and seeing what works. And some of you might be thinking like, why don't you just cut this out of the video? Like, I don't need to see all this. But the reality is, like, if you're building applications, you're going to be doing this a lot. This is the reality of programming. This is the reality of developing things. And one of the biggest skills that I think that we all need as developers is the ability to debug stuff, the ability to work out what on earth is going wrong. Um, and one way to do that is to break things down. You've got a huge chunk of code and something's not working. You need to just go through and find out where are the points that are not working. So what may seem tedious and what you may be screaming at me right now saying, I don't want to see this, just work it out and then tell me what to do. No, that's not this kind of channel. This channel here is going to be about true dev skills. And true dev skills is a lot of pain and trying to work out what the hell's going on. So um, this if you're interested in getting into development, this is a very, very important skill that you can develop because like think about it. You say you master Go and say you know how to do all of this, you can do it easily. You can do it in your sleep. That's great. But then you move on to a new technology, a new language, and then you have to go through the same process. It's a lot of it's a lot of pain in this industry, in this job. It's a lot of this. This is the reality of it. So if you're new and just getting started, learn to embrace this and enjoy this, and accept the fact that you can learn from this is how you learn by making mistakes and constantly getting error messages and negative feedback, and slowly you'll go through it, you work out what's happening. It's 99% of failure, and then that 1% is so so sweet when it works. It'll make you happy, it'll get you addicted, and then you'll just keep on doing this. um, or you'll quit and go and do something else. So if you want to be a developer, this is the reality of it. Um, okay, so we've worked out it's in this second table here, the locations table. What is going on here? So I mean, yeah, this is new to me. Foreign key and references. This could be where the mistake that I'm making is. So SQLite creates references, SQ foreign key constraints. Um, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much, oh, okay, sorry. No, that's not what we've done, is it? So references, yeah, okay, so we're not, oh, okay, sorry. Let me, okay. So references. Okay, so files. Yeah, okay, so maybe references files hash. Perhaps that is what we need to be doing instead. Okay. Great. So, progress. It looks like that create statement is working fine. Now more failure. So expected 3 destination arguments in scan, not 2. Um, okay, so where is that scan? Okay, so we didn't update any of this. Um, so what do we have? We've got hash. Um, so hash as a string. Um, we're gonna have the second hash as well. Um, Yeah. So okay. So we're gonna have the files hash. We're gonna have the locations hash, and we're going to have the locations file path. So files hash, locations hash, and locations file path. Okay. And then, yeah, then we're going to want to print them all out too. So we can print out files hash, locations hash, and locations file path. Okay, so a lot of whoops. So a lot of this is what we went through in the previous a lot of this is what we went through in the previous video. So if you're a bit lost, I probably should have said that at the start. I recommend going back and watching that one first, because that's where we introduced all of this stuff here. So essentially, we're reading from the DB. So we're doing this select statement here, and then we're using this rows next function to iterate through all of the results that we get there from that read. So we're creating these variables and then storing the results into those variables so that we can print them out. So yeah, let's oops. Let's try it again. Okay, progress. Okay, this looks like yeah, this looks like we okay, back. Sorry, the headset died. And yeah, audio cut out. So it looks like we have created everything okay. And it looks like we're storing things okay. The hash is a little bit weird because it's different here on these. And it looks like we're storing things multiple times. I think this might be because of the join. I think the join is wrong. So it's been a while, but SQL join statement. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of different joins that you can do. And yeah, here they are, inner join. So this is where you only show the results that are common to both tables. Left join is where you have the files that are on table 1, but then also show them on from table 2. Right join like this, and then full outer join. So I think the fact that we are doing this join statement here, I think we've messed that up. Well, I've messed it up. I've messed it up for us. So let's see. So maybe if we put the equals statement here, so select everything from files, join locations on files.hash equals locations hash. Let's see if that fixes things up, because then we should only see where these things match. So again, let's build, run it. Okay, this is what we want to see. So here we have, this is the first table, and this is the hash. This is the second table, the hash that matches, and the file name. So we are close. We're very close. So taking a look, this structure here is working. We've got this built. We're doing the select as well. We could probably replace that star with being a bit more specific, because Go does want us to be very, very specific with things. And that's a good thing. I think it makes sense to know what's coming back. So here, if someone adds another field to the table, then this is going to break all of this. So it's good to be specific. And yeah, maybe we can fix that up at a later date. Yeah, but for now, we are going through and we're printing all these things. In the future, we can fix this statement to uh, only show the hashes where there are multiple locations. So we're getting closer. This is another step closer. I think in the next video, what we'll do is we'll move all of this to this function here. So as we're recursively going through all the directories, we're getting this hash value here, and we'll use that to write to the DB. So I think we can clean this up as well. It looks like, before the debugging, we had these in one statement. We can probably do that again. So we'll clean that up too. But yeah, I think moving all of this database writing stuff to the function that will recursively go through the directories means we can write the hashes, so we can write what we want instead of this fake one. So we're getting there. I think I'm gonna end it there, and then we'll move on to the next one. I hope you're enjoying this series. I hope you're getting value from this. If you are, please consider subscribing, like it. If you want clarity on things, leave a comment. If you want to share your knowledge, please leave a comment. It would be great to have a discussion around these things here. If you know a better way of doing things, write it in the comments. If you recommend different packages, for example, leave it in the comments. Yeah, I'm interested in knowing what you're building as well. So feel free to leave a comment, make this interactive, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you again in the next video.